Just imagine, you reach the end of the month and realize your bank account is almost empty, even though you've tried to save. Every time you check your statement, it's the same. A bunch of small expenses that seem invisible, but end up draining your budget. Can you relate? You're not alone. Many people go through this cycle where little purchases add up and interfere with the dream of achieving financial peace. But today, I want to invite you to change that story. How about learning from Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the famous book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? He has already helped millions of people change how they handle money. And today, we're going to talk about 8 unnecessary expenses you need to avoid in 2025 to start building your wealth. These expenses, which often seem trivial, can be a real obstacle on your path to financial success. Now, imagine a future where every real you spend helps build your financial freedom. Sounds amazing, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore together. Before we start, I want you to commit. If you're truly ready to change your life, write this down. I'm ready to change my life. This will help you realize that you're not alone on this journey. Stay with me until the end, because every tip I share here could be the turning point you've been waiting for. Let's identify those disruptive expenses together and find out how to eliminate them. Ready? Let's go. Expense 1. Impulse online purchases. Who hasn't been through this? There you are sitting on the couch at night, scrolling through shopping websites on your phone, then suddenly you buy something you didn't need. Very common, right? But, as Robert Kiyosaki says, this is one of the biggest financial mistakes of today. You know those little purchases of $20 here, $30 there? It seems small, but if you add it all up, by the end of the year, it turns into a significant amount. Now think about this. How many times have you bought something just because you were stressed, upset, or thought it would make you happy in that moment? And the sales, we think we're saving, but in reality, we're spending on things we probably won't even use. Buying something with a 70% discount but leaving it unused at home is still money wasted. Want a secret? Before making any online purchase, ask yourself, do I really need this? Will I care about this in a week? Wouldn't it be better to invest this money? Here's a practical tip. Whenever you want to buy something, write it down and wait 2 days. Most of the time, after this time, you won't even want it anymore. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making smarter choices. Every real you avoids spending impulsively can be used for something that will truly change your life. For example, investing. Instead of having a closet full of unnecessary things, you can have an investment growing over time. True wealth starts with small daily decisions. So the next time you think about an impulse buy, remember this conversation. Your future self will thank you. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start the diet on Monday, or next week I'll organize my life? This thought is so common, it becomes a trap. The idea of waiting for the right moment to start something important gives us the false sense of control, but in practice, it's just disguised procrastination. Let me tell you something. There is no perfect moment. If you're waiting for more time, more money, or more energy, you could end up waiting forever. The only thing you really have is now. And the truth is that starting today, even imperfectly, is infinitely better than planning for an ideal start that never comes. Think about it. Every day you postpone something important, you're also postponing the results you want to achieve. Want to lose weight? A walk today is already a start. Want to study for a contest? 10 minutes of reading now already makes a difference. Want to save money? Start with what you have, even if it's just coins. Do you know why? Because the hardest part isn't continuing, it's starting. Taking the first step creates momentum and makes the next steps easier. When you act, even in small things, you send a signal to yourself that you're in control, that you're committed. So, my invitation to you is simple. What can you do today that brings you closer to what you want? It doesn't need to be perfect or grand. Just start, because tomorrow will always be a distant concept, but today is right here within your reach. The power of habit. How small actions can change your life. Have you ever thought about how habits influence your life? Often, we do things automatically without realizing it. These habits, whether good or bad, shape our day-to-day lives and our future. For example, drinking that sugary coffee or spending hours on your phone might seem like small things, but over time, these behaviors impact our health and productivity. On the other hand, creating small, positive habits can transform everything. Walking 10 minutes a day or swapping soda for water might seem insignificant, but over time, it makes all the difference. To create a positive habit, start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Choose something simple, like drinking a glass of water when you wake up or reading one page of a book a day. Link the new habit to something you already do, like stretching after brushing your teeth or while waiting for your coffee to brew. Make the habit visible and easy to remember. It could be a post-it on your fridge or running shoes by the door. Repetition is key. The more you practice the new habit, the easier it will become part of your routine. Remember, change takes time, but every step counts. Have you ever stopped to think about why you do what you do every day? Having a clear purpose is like having a compass in the middle of a storm. It guides, gives strength, and keeps you on track, even in the face of difficulties. People who live with purpose not only face life's challenges with more determination, but also find more satisfaction in their achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Discovering your purpose does not mean having all the answers right away. It is a process of self-awareness. Think about what makes you feel alive. What activities or causes ignite passion and energy within you? It could be helping others, learning something new, creating, teaching, or even contributing to a positive change in the world around you. Often our purpose is tied to something we already do, but have not yet recognized as meaningful. It could be the care with which you look after your family, the impact you have at work, or how you inspire those around you. Purpose doesn't need to be something grand or globally recognized. It can be as simple as bringing joy to the environment you are in. When you begin to align your actions with your purpose, you realize that life takes on more color and depth. Even simple tasks begin to have meaning because you understand they are part of something bigger. It is like building a house. Every brick you place plays a role in the final structure, even though it may seem like a small detail at the moment. However, keeping your purpose in mind requires practice. The demands of life, distractions, and obstacles can make us forget why we started. That's why it's important to take moments to reflect. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now aligned with what I believe? If the answer is no, it's an opportunity for adjustment. Additionally, surround yourself with people who share similar values. Having a support network is key to staying focused and overcoming tough moments. People you can talk to, learn from, and grow with help remind you that you're not alone on your journey. Living with purpose is not about reaching a final destination, but about enjoying the path and the choices you make along the way. Each day is a new chance to reaffirm your values and move in the direction of something that truly matters to you. After all, life is not about how much you've accumulated, but about how much you've lived meaningfully. Life, in its essence, is made up of ups and downs. Moments of joy alternate with unexpected challenges, and in the face of these situations, the ability to adapt and keep going is what defines resilience. Being resilient doesn't mean ignoring the pain or pretending everything is fine, but learning how to rise again, even when everything seems to be falling apart. Resilience starts in the mind. It is shaped by the way you view problems. Instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable barriers, try to view them as opportunities for learning and growth. Ask yourself, what can I take from this situation? How can I use this experience to make myself stronger? This shift in perspective can turn difficult moments into springboards for a stronger future. Another pillar of resilience is acceptance. Fighting against what is beyond your control only increases suffering. Accepting circumstances is not about giving up, but recognizing that there are factors you cannot change and redirecting your energy to what is within your control. Sometimes strength comes from small steps, one decision at a time, one day at a time. Connection with others is also essential. Sharing your feelings, asking for help, and relying on those you trust can ease the weight of difficulties. Often those around us have perspectives and words of encouragement that help us see light where there was once darkness. Don't be afraid to show vulnerability. It's a sign of courage, not weakness. Also, take care of yourself. The body and mind are deeply connected. Practice healthy habits like getting enough sleep, eating well, and finding time for activities that bring pleasure and tranquility. Physical exercises, for example, release endorphins, helping to reduce stress and improve mood. Moments of pause, like meditation or simply taking deep breaths, help center your thoughts and emotions. Remember that resilience is not something built overnight. It is a continuous process, a skill that strengthens every time you face difficulty and choose to move forward. Every obstacle you overcome is proof that you are stronger than you think. Finally, never underestimate the power of hope. Having a goal or dream on the horizon can be what keeps you moving, even on the toughest days. Believe that things can improve, because deep down, resilience is born from faith in yourself, in life, and in the future you're building. Gratitude is a practice that transforms the way we look at life. Often, we get absorbed in our routines, challenges, or even the difficulties we face, and we forget to notice the blessings and moments of beauty around us. Developing a grateful heart is an essential step to cultivating a lighter mind, a stronger spirit, and a heart fuller of peace. Being grateful doesn't mean ignoring difficulties, but choosing to focus on the good, even amid the storms. A sunrise, a conversation with a friend, an unexpected smile, all these things have immeasurable value when seen through the lens of gratitude. When we recognize the good in our lives, we're training our minds to focus on the positive, which, in turn, brings more happiness and well-being. Practicing gratitude can start simply. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't need to be major events. Often, it's the little details of daily life that touch us the most. Writing these moments in a gratitude journal can help you record these blessings and revisit them on tough days. Gratitude also extends to the people around us. When you thank someone for something, whether for a kind gesture, advice, or simply being present, you strengthen connections and show that you value their impact on your life. Simple words like thank you have the power to transform relationships and create deeper bonds. Moreover, practicing gratitude can change the way we face challenges. Instead of focusing on what you've lost or what didn't go right, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Is there something positive that can come from this situation? This kind of reflection strengthens resilience and helps us find meaning, even in adversity. Science also supports the benefits of gratitude. Studies show that people who regularly practice gratitude tend to be happier, less stressed, and healthier. Gratitude reduces anxiety, improves sleep, and even strengthens the immune system. It's like a natural medicine for the mind and body. More than just a practice, gratitude is a way of life. It's about learning to live with eyes open to the good, with a heart open to blessings, and with a mind willing to value even the smallest moments. When we choose to be grateful, we're choosing joy, even when circumstances aren't perfect. After all, life is a gift, and every moment, no matter how simple, is an opportunity to find value and beauty. How about starting now? What can you be grateful for today? Discipline is one of the most powerful qualities we can cultivate in our lives. It's what keeps us on the right path, even when motivation seems scarce and challenges seem too big. But what is discipline really, and why is it so important for achieving our goals? Discipline goes beyond simple willpower. While motivation is temporary and can fluctuate depending on our mood or circumstances, discipline is a constant practice, a daily choice to keep going, even when we don't feel like it. It teaches us to act consistently, to do what needs to be done, regardless of how we feel in the moment. When we set a goal, whether to improve our health, learn a new skill, or achieve a professional milestone, the initial motivation can be exciting. But over time, the excitement fades, and that's when discipline comes in. It helps us keep going, even when the path gets tough or when results aren't immediate. Without discipline, it's easy to abandon projects midway and get lost in distractions. Discipline is also closely tied to organization. The more organized we are, the easier it becomes to follow our goals. Having a clear plan, setting small daily tasks, and eliminating distractions are ways to strengthen discipline. When we act in a structured way, we can visualize progress and stay motivated to move forward. Moreover, discipline helps us develop a long-term mindset. Instead of focusing only on immediate pleasure, it encourages us to delay gratification, investing in our future. For example, by choosing to study a little every day instead of waiting until the day before an exam, you are building a solid foundation for your future success. Similarly, choosing to exercise regularly, even when there is no urgency, is an investment in your long-term health. What makes discipline so powerful is that it creates a positive cycle. When we commit to being disciplined and start seeing the results of our efforts, we feel more confident. This sense of progress motivates us to keep practicing discipline, which in turn leads us to achieve even more. Over time, discipline becomes a natural habit, and the life that once seemed full of obstacles begins to open up with new possibilities. Discipline is also related to self-determination. It teaches us to take responsibility for our actions and decisions. Instead of blaming circumstances or waiting for others to motivate us, we take control of our lives and commit to our own goals. This gives us power and control over our destiny. Of course, no one is perfect. There will be times when discipline fails and distractions become tempting. The important thing is not to get discouraged by mistakes. Instead, see them as learning opportunities. Every mistake is a chance to grow and improve. The secret is to keep going. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get up and move forward. If you want to achieve great results, start with small, disciplined steps. Keep your focus on what truly matters, avoid distractions, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. Discipline is the key that opens the doors to your greatest dreams. It is the foundation of success, and constant practice will ensure that you get where you want to go. Failure is an inevitable part of life. No one is immune to it, and it is often what we fear the most. However, it is important to understand that failure is not the end of the road, but rather an opportunity for growth and learning. If we learn to look at failures differently, we can turn them into one of our greatest sources of motivation to achieve our goals. The first thing we need to understand about failure is that it does not define who we are. Often, we associate our failures with our personal identity, as if the mistake were a reflection of our worth. But the truth is that everyone makes mistakes, and that doesn't make us flawed or incapable people. Failure is just an event, not a permanent sentence. It's common for failure to cause us pain, frustration, and even shame. However, it's important to make space for these emotions without letting them control us. Acknowledging the pain we feel from failure is part of the healing and learning process, but after feeling, we must move forward and reflect on what happened. What can we learn from this mistake? How can we improve for next time? These questions can help turn a difficult moment into an opportunity for growth. The key to using failure as a learning tool is our mindset. Instead of seeing failure as a defeat, we can choose to see it as a valuable lesson. Every mistake we make carries an opportunity to learn something new about ourselves, our abilities, and the paths we choose to take. When we adopt this positive outlook, we begin to see failure as a necessary step toward success, not as an obstacle. Resilience is one of the greatest benefits of learning from failure. Every time we face a setback and manage to get back up, we become stronger. The ability to overcome difficulties and keep going despite obstacles is a powerful skill we develop throughout life. And the more we recover from failure, the more confident we become in our ability to handle challenges in the future. Another way to turn failure into learning is by focusing on continuous improvement. Instead of looking at the mistake and focusing on what went wrong, we can focus on what we can do differently next time. Every failure offers us a chance to refine our skills, improve our processes, and evolve as individuals. It is this mindset of continuous improvement that leads us to great achievements, because it allows us to learn and grow constantly. However, this does not mean that we should be perfectionists or expect everything to always be perfect. Failure is a natural part of the growth process. When we embrace imperfection, we accept that making mistakes is part of the journey. The important thing is not to let the fear of failure paralyze us, but to use every fall as an opportunity to rise stronger. The support of others is also crucial in this process. Sharing our difficulties with someone we trust can help us gain a new perspective on the situation and offer the emotional support we need to move forward. Sometimes, by hearing other stories of failure and overcoming, we realize that we are not alone, and that failure is not a reflection of our lack of competence, but rather a step toward growth. Finally, when we handle failure in a healthy way, we begin to develop a more balanced relationship with success. When we understand that failure is just part of the process and not a reflection of our identity, we become more resilient and prepared to deal with the ups and downs of life. Success, then, ceases to be something distant and unattainable and becomes a natural consequence of our consistent actions and continuous learning. So the next time you face failure, remember that it is not the end of the journey, but an opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of letting it bring you down, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? By adopting this mindset, you will turn challenges into stepping stones for success and become stronger with every step. Failure, thus, ceases to be an obstacle and becomes an ally in the path of growth. Did you like the content? Then like and subscribe to the channel. By subscribing, you'll receive exclusive tips to improve your finances, learn to make more money, and make smart decisions for your financial future. Don't miss the opportunity to transform your life. See you next time.